Greetings, listeners, and welcome to the action-packed conclusion of Eat the Reich, brought to you by the Wednesday Night Crew. We hope you enjoyed listening to this miniseries as much as we enjoyed playing it. Let's see how our band of vampire Nazi hunters save the day, or don't. Let's jump right back into the action. Hope you enjoy.
Hello, everyone. We are back with our third session of Eat the Reich with our Wednesday Night Crew. Our Wednesday Night Crew is a little bit short today. We've got Chris playing Chuck the vampire. John playing Nicole. And Bill playing Cosgrave. Andrew and Chad are not able to make it, so we'll have Flint and Irna make appearances as necessary to help our folks out. But when we last left off, we were in the German Tech Pavilion, where not only were there Nazis doing some damage, but there was a Übermensch, the Stahlsoldat, which was a steel soldier hooked up to pneumatic tubes and wires and electricity that was doing a lot of damage with its guns and whatnot. I believe, Chuck, you had jury-rigged up a power platform to get some extra weaponry.
Yeah, but I believe I spent the last of that.
Yeah, so it took down the Stahlsoldat for a moment, but he is back on his feet. Things were looking grim for our vampires as we head into the German Tech Pavilion and try to finish off the Stahlsoldat. Will they be able to do that and make their way to Hitler's Zeppelin and take out the man in charge? Who knows? But stay tuned for the rest of this episode, folks. We are glad to have you aboard. I am Sean, and I'll be game mastering, and let's get right into it. Who wants to start off? There's this Stahlsoldat here in the German Tech Pavilion, and you guys are also trying to make your way through this pavilion so you can get out the other side and head towards Sector 1, where you feel the real Nazis are. There's a few scientists still around, but most of them are hiding in the corners. I realize I don't have my dice out. I need to get those while somebody decides what they would like to do. Attack the Stahlsoldat? Do something else?
All right, I got an idea.
Okay, Chuck's up.
So I imagine, there's some, platforms and gantries where this thing is all set up. I blasted the last blast out of it. So now I want to run. I'm running across the gantry, and I'm going to jump over this mechanical soldier. I'm going to give him some acid spit. One of my abilities, the acid spit.
Nice.
Hawking up a gut full of fierce acid. It has 2+ versus metal, and I imagine this dude has got metal all up in him because he's a metal man, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to use my shoots. 3 + 2 for the +2 against metal, right? Let's see what happens here. All right, I got 2 2s, 2 3s, and 1 5. So that means what? 1 success?
1 success. The Stahlsoldat saw you coming as well. He had 1 success. He's got his weapons honed in on you. What do you choose to do with your 1 success? Defense. Try to do some offense or something different.
Oh, hell. I came here to spit, and I'm spitting at him. I'm straight up offense. I'll take the injury.
All right.
Well, I give him the damage as I spit it, and I get spun around. But as I spit, also, the rating of the threat is reduced by 2 because of my corrosive fluids advance.
Oh, very nice. Okay. You could see that the Stahlsoldat is on the ropes here.
Meanwhile, I get mauled by his machinery, by his weaponry.
Yes, he has a he has a scatter gun that he was using to scatter around. Meanwhile, Irna very seductively moves further into the pavilion and scares more scientists away, leaving a more open route to you guys. You do sense that the Stahlsoldat is the main enemy that you need to defeat here. Nicole, Cosgrave, who wants to go next?
Nicole is going to take her cut down Lee Enfield rifle and go up close to this thing, and I tried to shoot out a couple of the joints here to try to disable this. So that'll be shoot plus the rifle.
Go for it.
3 4s and a 6.
Wow. So you have
successes.
5 total successes against none for the Stahlsoldat. It turns out that getting in close really disrupted the Stahlsoldat's imagery here after trying to shoot long range at Chuck and then trying to go in short range on Nicole. John, what do you decide to do with all those successes?
Nicole is going to put 3 of them as damage. So boom, boom, boom into 3 of the joints here. And then with the 6, she's actually going to use her scavenger. So I roll a d6 and I get to scavenge a part. And this will be me ripping some equipment out of the Stahlsoldat to use for my own. And that's going to end up being the rifle bullets that I just shot.
Nice. All right. Well, it turns out that you hear like crunching of gears as the pneumatics start to grind. The Stahlsoldat explodes in a mixture of machinery and blood from his what had been human pieces that had been cybernetically attached to this soldier. There's blood just spurting everywhere, and you all just sort of take it in as you do. Unfortunately, the blood, like, it's not your typical blood because it was coming out of the soldier. So it's got this awful taste of bleach and pine tar and petrol, very low grade German petrol. It's sort of like not, it would cause you a little bit of clunking if it was in a car. But you each get 3 blood as the Stahlsoldat is defeated.
And it's 3 blood to heal an injury, right?
That is correct.
Okay. I've regained my arm.
Nice.
I'm sorry, you said we got injured from that, or no?
No, you didn't get injured,
Okay.
but you got 3 blood that you can use if you want or hold on to or whatever. But like just the whole thing with the explosion. You're each also going to get a turn to walk through the rest of the tech pavilion on the way out. And if you get successes, you'll get more blood as you're just sort of doing cleanup. So everybody just do, let me see, what stat do I want to use? I would say you could use either search or terrify or con, as you're either searching for hidden Nazis, you're trying to terrify the Nazis that are left, or you're trying to convince the Nazis that are left to let you suck their blood. Rolled on that, and however many successes you get. For a 4 and a 5, you get 1 blood. For a 6, you can have 3 blood.
Yeah, I'm gonna any Nazi I see.
And describe how you do it. Yeah.
All right, so I got a 3 and a 4. I'm using my terrify, and like just covered in all this grease and blood. I tear open, I tear apart like a table, and there's a couple of Nazis just shaking. They're trying to hide, and I just go, "Give me your liver!" And then I just like go in and I just grab them, and I just start munching down without even waiting for a response.
Nice.
You said 1 blood for that?
1 blood for each success,
yeah,
unless it was a 6,
yeah.
then you get a 3.
Yep.
So
yeah, I start just chowing down on these Nazis that I find.
Cosgrave rolled con and I got 2 5s.
So 2 blood.
So it's gonna be 2 blood. So as I'm walking to head out of the room, there's 2 Nazis that are trying to like sort of skulk in the corner, like just past the doorway or whatever, right? Like kind of like sort of in the shadows, partly hidden. I just walk up to him, say, "Oi, what's this saying? You got to build a better robot." And and I just kind of I pat him on the shoulder. I'm like nice try though. How about give me a little bit of that blood of yours, and you both can walk off alive. And so yeah, that I gently convince them to allow me to drain them of blood, and I don't stop to allow them to live. Just to be clear.
Nice. Of course not. Nicole.
So Nicole's going with Terrify. She goes up to one of the scientists and rips his lab coat and tucks it in like a bib before going in with claws and ripping the chest cavity of this scientist open and just taking his heart in her hand and drinking directly from that, killing him and absolutely freaking out everyone else in the vicinity.
Absolutely.
And happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
And she rolled 445, so that'll be 3 blood here. That was
very nice. Irna also decides to terrify as well. Only one success, but as she's terrifying the Nazi scientist, the scientist says to Irna, "No, the pleasure gardens is where you want to go. That's where the good blood is. Don't drink mine." But it's too late, and Irna sucks the rest of the blood out of the Nazi scientist before, after hearing about the pleasure gardens as to where the posh Nazi blood is. Meanwhile, Flint just can't talk, can't do anything, and just sort of swoops down and is randomly picking off the remaining scientists and takes a couple more blood. So Irna suggests that you guys head towards the Nazi pleasure garden, which is sort of this waiting area. Let me describe it for you. It's in Sector 1, which is the most guarded area because it's so close to the Eiffel Tower, where Hitler's Zeppelin is moored to the top of the Eiffel Tower. And in the pleasure garden, this is where a lot of the Nazi officers who aren't able to make it into the Eiffel Tower and to the observation chambers and getting into the elevator, they're just sort of hanging out here, drinking champagne, hanging out with their families. And these gardens were designed by some of the Third Reich's foremost landscape engineers. The gardens recreate a pastoral Austrian scene in the middle of Paris. Unfortunately for the Nazi defense forces, the winding pathways, thick copses of trees, and charming ersatz waterfalls provide excellent cover for an invading gang of vampires. So you are able to easily sort of work your way in. I'm picturing this as a much larger, shining type maze, labyrinth of hedge mazes where you can get in and around. And every so often there'll be Nazis sipping from their champagne flutes and or dining on hors d'oeuvres.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Just like, is there any possibility, because I meant to do this, but I was focused on just getting blood to stock up. Could I, like, from a retcon standpoint, could I have maybe like also searched to see if I could get any more ammunition for my shotgun? Because it's maxed out, but does that just mean that I'm out of ammo for it? Is that the gun is broke?
The gun is probably done, and you could have used an extra.
Okay.
Did you use the extra die when you get to that? Like when you use it for the last time, you get an extra dice.
I'm sure I probably did. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can see about if there is something to loot if you wanted to do like a search thing.
Sure, I'll do a search thing. See if that gets me anything.
If anyone else wants to do it, let me know.
Ooh, I got a 4 and I got a 6.
All right. So let me know which of these you would like. A submachine gun, a rifle, a pistol, or a machine gun, or fragmentation grenades.
Ooh, wow. That's tough.
And I'll tell you, here's what their bonuses are. Submachine gun, the bonus is on flanking, rifle on long range, pistol, close quarters, machine gun, enemies in cover, and the fragmentation grenades is enclosed spaces.
I'm going to go with machine gun.
All right, so you have 3 uses of the machine gun. and you get a plus die when the enemy is in cover. Nicole, Chuck, do either one of you want to do a search?
I got Betsy and Maria with me still, so I'm good.
Nicole's always looking for more firepower.
God.
A 1 and a 6.
All right. Yeah, a 6 gets you something. Fragmentation grenade, pistol, rifle, or submachine gun?
I have 2 guns, so let's go with the grenades.
Very good. So 3 uses of the grenades, and it gets an extra die on enclosed spaces. All right. So as you enter into the pleasure gardens here, why don't you do your first rolls on trying to blitzkrieg the party? So the objective here is to blitzkrieg the party, and there's going to be enemies, but let's do your first sort of how do you guys make your entrance into this Nazi pleasure garden, and we'll apply any successes towards the blitzkrieging the party objective. So again, lots of people at a hoity-toity little thing. You're on the grounds just outside the Eiffel Tower. There's a sort of area that is a labyrinth-type hedge maze. And as of right now, you are not seen because of the partying going on. It's well lit, but you guys are coming out of the darkness. Tell me what you would like to do and how you make your entrance. And then roll for what or however you're going to do that.
I'm happy to go first.
Go for it.
On this one. So Cosgrave looks back at Chuck and Nicole in his insanely awful East London Cockney accent that's not correct half the time. Says, boy, I'm going to make a distraction for you guys. And he just runs out like right into the group of people and jumps onto a table and just says and looks around, looks at everybody. Oh, looks like a tasty group, isn't it? And for Terrify, I got a 5. So I got like 1 success.
You got success? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a general amount of screaming as the women and children that are there start to run away from you, trying to get out of harm's way.
That's probably best.
But their husbands start fumbling for their pistols that are nearby. While that happens, Flint is doing something very similar, except whereas you're running in and jumping in, Flint's diving down from sort of like behind one of the, I sense these like just like these spotlights that are like shining on the party because it's a nighttime thing. There's a full moon, but there's these spotlights also shining. So it's a very bright area in a lot of places. And Flint's coming from behind it. So you just sort of see like a bat symbol coming out of the, thing. He's also trying to terrify, and he got a 5, 5, and a 6 for a whole bunch of successes. Is he just picking off some Nazis along the way as he really takes the blitzkrieg the party into account.
With 1 success, am I able to do a thing, or is it just that I get to be in there and avoid getting?
I was putting this as like no one's attacking you. You guys are just hitting the main objective here before the fight starts.
Got it.
Chuck, Nicole, who wants to go next? How do you blitzkrieg the party?
Nicole is going to head into one of these well-lit areas, and she's going to use her advanced pitch black, spend a blood, and plunge the area around you into shadow to kind of make it seem like the shadows are creeping in on the party here. And it's just going to start going to town, biting and clawing anyone that is in the darkness with her.
Nice.
So do you want this to be...
Yeah, just whatever you think is appropriate for that dice roll.
Either Brawl or Terrify, I would say.
Well, yeah, whichever one you want to do.
All right, let's do Terrify here. Oh wow. Okay. 2 6s and 2 4s.
Holy shit. All right. You don't need to use all of them on the Blitzkrieg if you want to take some blood or something along with that.
Yeah, she'll go ahead and take 2 blood, apply 2 to the Blitzkrieg, and then with one of the 6s is going to once again try to do the scavenger special here.
Okay.
And see if any of these high-ranking Nazis have anything good to steal. And one of them has a stick of dynamite. Hot dog.
There you go. Nice. Chuck, how do you make your entrance?
Yeah, I want to, kind of going off what Nicole's doing here. I want to mess with these spotlights that you have. So like, as what's his name, Flint flies in and swoops in. That's when I want to like find the main switches and just switch them off and get them into a paranoid darkness. And I will use my fix ability. Ooh, I got a 6, 5, 4, and a 1.
All right. Why don't you? We're going to apply 2 to the objective, but why don't you take the 6 and you obviously had to drain a couple of the engineers that were over by the power grid to control the lights and suck their blood out to give yourself some blood along the way.
Oh, absolutely. They, like couple of these Nazi electricians are just sitting there talking.
And before everything goes into darkness, the three of you see that somehow Irna's just sort of like in the middle of the party.
Of course she is.
She's just like in there talking with a couple of officers. One of them looks like a major. You could see all the like little leaves on his epaulets, and Irna's just like, oh yeah, sure. And then like as the light goes out, you see her just sort of grab one from behind and take him into the darkness as she takes his blood out. We're going to go into the second round, and now there's people on you. You could see that there are. You did have an element of surprise there, but they're willing to shoot back. There are officers who are shooting at you, and then you also hear like twing, twing as sniper bullets are coming from somewhere. The darkness might be helping you, but it's also helping them as they seem to have some sort of way of honing in on you. So who wants to go first? There's both officers, there's snipers, and there's still just sort of people wandering around this party. Nicole, do you want to go first this time?
Yeah, Nicole. Nicole, from where she's at in the shadows here, is going to go ahead and just fire off the submachine gun sort of into the crowd here to try to thin out the herds, as it would.
All right.
That is a 4 and a 6. So we'll go ahead and put 3 towards just spraying bullets in here and trying to thin out the number of Nazis.
All right. The officers who were on the ground there, they got 2 successes. So tell me how you want to either defend against those, if you want to take the 2 injury, how you want to spend your 3 against their 2.
We'll take 1 injury, but go ahead and have 2 go in towards attacking them.
Okay.
So it'll be 1 injury. I'll roll for that. It's a 4, which is just a graze.
All right. Cosgrave, Chuck, who's up next?
I would like to. I'm gonna scurry up one of these giant spotlights, and I'm gonna do a search for these snipers out in the distance.
Yep.
So I got 1 success as I scurry up to look to see where the sniper fire is coming from.
You definitely find one. He also found you, and a bullet comes your way. Are you going to use your success to dodge it? Are you going to use your success to do damage on him or something else?
No, I'll dodge it. But now that I've pinpointed him, I'm going to head his way.
Very good. Bill, there's officers on the ground. There are snipers around, but you can't see exactly where. What would you like to do?
So I'm still on the table, right?
You could be wherever you want, man.
Okay. Man, so many things I wanted to do. So I look. I want to look around. Is there any? Am I able with my uh superhuman abilities that we haven't like the general vampire abilities? Like, can I see where the snipers are coming from? The snipes are coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could sort of do that. Like, tell me what you want to do and like how you want to. I would say like if you're like just looking for them, or are you trying to shoot at them, or are you just trying to find them?
Well, no, wait. So I'm going to go with my original thing that I wanted to do. So, I think I need to do, I'm just trying to, I wish I had like some modifiers to add to my stuff, which I don't really have. So it just makes it a little bit trickier to do really the cool shit I want to do when you only got 2 dice to roll.
Well, what about some of your equipment? Do you have any of your equipment left?
No, I used it all.
You've used your knife, your shotgun, your ghost.
Oh yeah, I used all. Yeah, I've got 1 bottled ghost left.
Okay,
and I'm saving that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean,
it's all good. Can you spend the blood for an extra die? I think I asked you that before.
I mean, it might be cooler to like. No. I think I said no. Yeah, but like. You could do like one of your abilities and spend one of the bloods there.
Yeah.
And do something cool with that. Like if you, especially like what I would do is I would do one of your abilities and like add it to one of your stats, right? Like,
so yeah, I got you. No, I get where you're going. Saying. I get where you're going. Okay. Yeah, no, so that's fine. So,
oh, you know what? I also forgot to say, I'm sorry, guys. You already had 2 advances checked, right?
Yeah.
When you defeated the Stahl Soldat, that gave you the 3rd advance, so you're totally leveled up.
Ooh, cool. Nice.
So
cool. All right. So I'm going to do a thing that's going to give me that's going to give me an extra die. At least that's how I'm reading it. So let me roll and see what I get, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. It's probably the best way to do it. Son of a bitch, I got 1 success. Okay. So there's like 2 Nazis like right at the table nearby me, right? Because I'm still kind of standing on the table. And so I get up in one's face, and I'm like, and I just look at him and look deeply into his eyes, and I say, I was never here. And then they just sort of, their eyes glaze over, and they're just like, and they just like kind of pretend like they don't see me anymore, and kind of look around confused as to what's going on, and seeing the other guys roaming around. And then as I do that with my 1 6, because that's my ability that I use, and then with my one success, I'm gonna grab the Nazi that's next to him, and I'm gonna pick him up, and I'm just gonna go like that in half, and just be like, ah, and then toss the pieces.
Very good. So you definitely destroyed that Nazi. One of the Nazis gets a shot off at you.
Fair.
Do you want to take it as damage and use your success for something else?
I kind of have to take it as damage, right? Because I'm using the success to do the thing where I split the guy in half and drink his blood. So
yes, if you're doing that to get the blood, then yes.
Yes. What? All right, injury die.
He's like, but I like it.
God. All right. Okay. Well, my words are once again compromised. Okay. I managed to fix that, but it came back. So.
Got it. So that was the end of the second round with Bill. Chris, you have not started a round yet. Does Chuck want to do something here? You could see Irna and Flint are picking off Nazis sort of as they're going through doing their thing, but the focus is really on the 3 of you at the moment.
Yeah, so I'm going to, now that I've pinpointed where those snipers are, I'm going to spend one blood to use my lashing tongue ability advance. So basically, I'm like Toad from the X-Men movies, where I shoot my tongue out and I, grapple these. Is that a shoot or is that a brawl? I guess it doesn't matter because
You could do it however you want, man.
I guess it doesn't matter. So I guess I'm like still hanging from this thing, and I see, like I jump from like tree to tree or whatever, get close to him, and then a lashing tongue, lash out my tongue at him. Oh, ooh, flashback.
Oh, flashback. I think we've run through all the prompts. So if you want to come up with your own flashback of a time that you were on a mission that you want to recall as to maybe the last time you tried to use the lashing tongue, was it successful? Was it not? Why have you gone back to it here? Is it because, I know I can do this, or, it was so successful last time that I want to replicate that?
So like just going back to like the times in I guess maybe Oklahoma, and I was doing like a train ride, and I was learning my skills, and like I was riding the train, and they were, there was like the train yard people coming after me, and I tried to use my tongue lash to like grab a passing overhang bridge, and well, it didn't work that time, and like I fell off the train, and I rolled, and spent me days and days to get back to it, and I haven't used the tongue since then because it just never worked. But I figured, hell, man. Try it again. This will work this time. Yeehaw! Oh, much better. I got a 6, a 4, and a 3. So three successes. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know if there's any, if they do anything to me, but I would love to.
They've got one success. So
I would love to cancel their, dodge out of the way as I just like, my tongue is just like lashing out, and I'm getting liver after like because I love the liver, so I just like it like lashes into their guts and just pulls it out, and I consume it as I kill.
And one of the sniper guys just falls screaming as you pull out his liver. And he falls.
Absolutely.
Down.
Yep.
Nicole, how would you like to get back into the mix here?
So Nicole is going to spend one of her blood, and she is going to use the advanced rat swarm. And I summon a swarm of rats under my control, and I am going to have these start spreading out and crawling up the legs of various officers.
Oh my, yes.
Here, with the intent of just terrifying them and trying to drive some of their force off.
Yep.
And that has, oh my gosh, 2 6s, a 4, and a 5.
Holy cow. So what is that? 6 successes. They got 1 success on you, so you could just choose to dodge that and then apply 5 if you want.
Let's do that.
Defend against that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing exactly that. So dodge out of the way of the one bullet that's here, but rats get up in a whole bunch of these officer legs and just.
So you have 5 more successes. You only need 3 to get rid of the rest of these officers, and then you can use. Then
we'll apply 3 there, and we'll use another 6 to scavenge once again, see if they left anything else behind. We're gonna get some more rifle bullets that were left there.
Very good. All right.
How many successes did you get?
6.
Dear God, how many dice did you roll?
5. But I got 2 6s.
Your stats are sweet, man.
Oh, so, I love this character.
So Bill, at this point, there's just the sniper teams.
Yeah.
Or you could start like breaking through and creating a path to get straight to the Eiffel Tower and maybe leave this party behind if you choose.
So I feel like I would want to try to find the snipers. I feel like.
Yeah.
It'd be my natural inclination to do that. But are there any Nazis like in cover currently? Still? hanging out
I mean,
somewhere?
I would say
Or no?
I would say the sniper teams are in cover.
Oh, okay, cool. So then if they're in cover, then I would like to try to shoot at them with my machine gun if I can do that. So if I can get a little bit, maybe run to get closer to them and then use my machine gun to shoot them,
Yep.
because I get plus cover for that. So then that's going to give me shoot. Okay, so that's a decent amount of dice. And would they by chance be in enclosed spaces?
Sure.
Would they be in enclosed? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Much cooler.
Yeah. So then, because then I'm also going to spend I'm going to spend the blood to use my death burst ability and that adds, because that's going to add a couple dice too. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's pleasing. Okay, we got a 6 and 2 4s.
A 6 and 2 4. So that's 3 successes. They got 2 successes. So
Wait, isn't that 4 successes? 6
what
and
did
2
you get?
4s?
Oh yeah,
Six
you're
and
right.
2 4s.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 and 2 4s. Yep.
Okay, so they got 2 successes and I got 4.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna cancel it. We're gonna cancel out the 2. So
Okay.
I'll defend.
Yep.
So
Somehow
I'm gonna. So it's like
you
like
use your go ahead.
Matrix style, right?
Yeah.
And I can like see the bullets fly by my face, and I just kind of I just kind of laugh. And oh, wait a minute, hold on a second. I can't read the bottom of this thing. Oh, my wards compromise me, and I can't use my abilities. So
Oh.
oh, but wait, it's an advance, not an ability. Does that matter?
Yeah, you're okay with your advances.
Okay, cool. Then I'm fine. So never mind. So I still have 2 successes left that I can use. So it just means I'm just going to be on and take out 2 of the snipers, depending on how many there are.
Yep. All right, so that's one of the sniper teams is done. They were sort of all conglomerated in between what Cosgrave and Chuck were doing. They're done. Meanwhile, while you guys are all focused on that, Flint was all by himself on the other side of the pleasure garden with the other sniper team. The other sniper team got 4 successes, unfortunately, and Flint was in really bad shape, and he needs to take his last stand, which is a total of 8 dice. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes on his last stand as he enters into his final form. And if I remember correctly, his final form is he burst into a bunch of bats. It turns out his whole body was being held together with his uniform, and it busts open on this last thing, and just swarm of bats comes bursting out of his chest and just attacks this sniper team. And they all start falling to the ground. And Flint, who has never talked before, says, "Get Hitler," as he falls to his death, and Flint is no more. But you've heard the man. He has pointed you the way. The snipers are clear. There's a straight shot to the Eiffel Tower where you are heading next.
Were those did those also act as blood bags? I forget if that was part of it too.
Is that what he said, or no? I'm sorry. What about the blood bags?
Yeah, he said something about the bats. The bats were like blood bags that would give us blood to heal us or whatever.
Sure.
I think that's
Wait. What do you think?
All the successes are the bloods bloating themselves with bats bloating themselves with blood, then flying to friends to deliver precious little blood bags, Capri Sun style.
All right, so I'm going to roll that again to see how many more successes he gets for the blood bags. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that doesn't seem like enough. 5. So 5 was what we had before. So let's say you each get 5 blood to use as you want here. Whether that's healing, or whether that's hoarding the blood for some of your abilities later on as you're getting close to the what you sense is the potential end game here.
I mean, I'm gonna use all that plus 1 extra blood and heal myself twice. 1 and 2. So now I'm just nothing but a flesh wound, baby.
Yeah, I was able to heal myself twice and still have 2 blood left. So all that I'm good except for I got a couple fingers gone.
Yeah, Nicole's gonna heal with 3 of that here to go ahead and not be, is it grazed? Not be grazed anymore.
All right, so you have you've moved out of the pleasure garden to the base of the Eiffel Tower. You realize you need to ascend this tower as quickly as you can to get to the top where Hitler is awaiting in his Zeppelin. The Eiffel Tower, as you know, was built to celebrate the 1889 Paris World's Fair, and it remains one of the most enduring symbols of Paris and France in general. But upon the Nazi conquest of the city, the structure was retrofitted with the latest in German technology. Elevators rocket up the structure, dazzling electric lights blaze out into the night air, and a rudimentary communications aerial has been supplanted by high bandwidth broadcast technology. Also, there's a Zeppelin attached to the top of it. So you need to get up here. You could see that on sort of the first platform of the Eiffel Tower is an armored infantry squad. They are waiting for you and starting to take pot shots down the Eiffel Tower at you. At the 4 of you, Irina is still there giving you support. But how would you like to do this? So you have to ascend the tower and get to the top. Who wants to go first and describe how you begin your ascent?
So I can go first. So ascending. So like, is there stairs? Is there a lift? What am I looking? What are my ways up?
Yeah. So your objective is to ascend the tower, right? To get to the very top. Yep. You can crawl up the base of it using your vampire stuff. You could do some cool jumps or flying type things if you need to. There's also sort of very speedy elevators that are going up and down the legs and up to the tower as well. You don't think that a single elevator will get you all the way to the top, though. There's another level of security, and that's limited to how many people can get up to the very top where the Zeppelin is.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna book it. I'm just gonna book it to try to get to a lift. But okay. I want to get like on top of it. So I can ride the top of it and go up. So I'm going to use sneak to try to like make my way through.
Yep.
With minimal. Okay, and I got a 5 and a 6 on 3 dice. So I got 3 successes.
All right. The infantry squad, one of them's got a sort of a bead on you. You can sort of defend against that to, like hide in the shadows so he doesn't, and use one of your successes to get on top of the lift. And then you want to use your 2 successes to start ascending.
Absolutely. Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay. Who wants up next? John, Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my spider climb ability to scurry on up the thing, and I'm gonna try to, while I'm there, to brawl with whatever Nazis are up there waiting.
Yep.
Oh, that is 1 6. So 1 double success.
They got 2 successes as well. So how do you want to play that out?
Oh, we're gonna split the difference. I get, like they start shooting at me, but I'm just tearing into them as well.
All right.
And then my injury is going to be, they shoot my leg as I'm limping up up the Eiffel Tower.
Nicole.
Nicole's gonna throw her last smoke grenade to try to provide some cover as we're initially getting into the base of the Eiffel Tower here.
Yeah.
And do we say that was shoot for the smoke grenades?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is it sneak? It can. Let's do sneak here.
Whatever you think is more appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do sneak here. And she's just trying to subtly get into the base of the Eiffel Tower here. Get 1-6 on that.
All right. You got 2 successes. They got 1 success. So.
All right, 1 success to avoid that damage, and then the other one we'll take out 1 or 2 guards on the way, just stealth style up behind, slice the neck, drop.
All right, Irna is going to use one of her one of the blood that she got from Flint's sacrifice to use her dark glamour ability so that those nearby are memorized by her unearthly visage. Because she is in the beautiful surroundings of the Eiffel Tower, she's going to get an extra dive for that. And she's also using her convince. So she's got 4. She's got this many dice. She got 1, 2, 3 successes against 1 success on their side, and she has mesmerized them in such a way that you guys have a little bit more clearance in ascending the tower, but that infantry squad is still there. We move on to the next round. John, why don't you go next, as you've created this smoke screen to get you guys further up, as well as Irna has started to mesmerize some folks, so you guys have some distance that you've climbed up.
All right, Nicole is going to make her way to one of the elevators here, and is going to drop one of the frag grenades into the elevator to go ahead and clear it out of all Nazis within. And that'll be shoots. We're gonna do. That's an enclosed space. So only 1-6 as a success. Everything else was below a 4.
All right, they got 1 success and you got 2. So do you want to take damage? Do you want to not take damage? How do you want to do that?
I'll avoid their bullet, but the grenade sort of is half out of the door. Happens, so they'll take 1.
Yeah. So the infantry squad is taking some serious damage here. As you look up, as you're trying to ascend, you could start to see up in the sky against a full moon, something dropping from the air as you see a Nazi airplane fall over, and you could see little tiny dots coming down from the sky. You're not sure what that is. Who's up? Chuck, Cosgrave, who wants to go next? Whatever those dots are not a threat yet, but you have a sense that they might be. As I foreshadow that maybe something else is coming. Cosgrave, what is up?
Okay, so I'm just going to, right now I'm riding the top of a lift, right? So if I'm going to,
you could use your successes to keep going up the lift, or you could use your successes to shoot at Nazis who are, as you're passing them by, as a lift runs by.
The lift is taking too long. So I guess what would be the right, if to just go further up faster? What would be the right skill, the stat to roll? Would it still be sneak? Because I can't.
However you describe it is how it's going to work. So tell me how you would want to describe it. You could theoretically convince the elevator operator, if there's a lower level Nazi enlisted man who's actually the one who's using the however you want to do it. I'm sure you can figure out.
So I'm on top of the lift. I'm on top of the lift. The lift is moving. There's a trap door that goes into the lift from up above. So I open it up. And I stick my head in upside down, and I see the lift operator in there. And I say, because I rolled 1 success on con. And I say, "Hey, speed this up, eh? Let's get it moving."
You're like, yeah, sir. whatever you say. And you see him turn a dial, and it does seem like it's going a little bit faster than it was before as you continue to ascend the tower.
And I can use I'm gonna also use I'm gonna use my memory rot on him and spend a blood to just say that, like, and I'm just passing on the thought to him that, like, he forgot the interaction with me. He just knows he's got to go fast.
Got it. I love it. Chris, you're up.
Yeah, for me, I'm just gonna continue chewing on people as I make my way. Go call up. I got just one success.
They also got one success against you. Is this infantry squad still trying to hold the fort here?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna
damage them and take an injury. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm gonna damage them, take an injury, and with my corrosive fluids, when I mark that injury, the threat gets reduced by 2 because I'm like alien blood all over them. So oof. I'm getting shot full of holes, though. That's all right. I'm moving my way to the last stand. It's all good.
Somehow Irna has gotten a little bit up above you, and she's using her elevated position to use her exquisite hunting rifle for the last time on some of these infantry squad that are below you. Oh my, she got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She got 6 successes. She takes out this infantry squad and really makes gives you the ability to get to the next level. So like the infantry squad was on this one platform, you get up to the second platform as the Eiffel Tower starts to do that curve thing, where it starts to taper off. The infantry squad is done. But you look around you and you could see that those dots before, now they've got parachutes going, and their paratroopers were coming down and shooting at you. And they're starting to land on the Eiffel Tower and attacking you. You've got a little bit more to get to the next higher area of the Eiffel Tower. This paratrooper squad is in your way. Hey, Chris, you haven't started around in a bit. Why don't you go, Chuck?
Hey, paratroopers, well, first of all, I'm going to spend my as I'm bleeding out, shot full of holes here. But I would love to. Oh, here's what I want to do. I want to grab. I'm going to grab one of them. Grab one of these paratroopers with my tongue, and then I'm going to slap some other one, like grab it, whip it around, and just like basically tangle them all up and knock as many as I can out of the way. Here we go. Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
They got 2 successes.
2, and 1. Oof.
You've already used your flashback, so you are in trouble.
Yeah.
They got 2 successes, so they're taking their shots at you. This is an elite group of paratroopers that Hitler has brought in to.
All right, well,
to deal with this Nazi threat.
I'm crawling and I'm mauled. I got one more to fill in to make it to Hitler. I might be spending some blood to heal.
Yeah, so that was Chuck. Nicole Cosgrave, who's up? Nicole, you're up.
All right, Nicole is going to.
One of these paratroopers has got his bead on you. You have a sense that if you don't do something good, he's going to shoot you straight through the shoulder.
Nicole's going to pull out the submachine gun and using the last bullets from this, try to take out a couple of the paratroopers that have yet to land here and eliminate them.
If it's the last time using it, don't forget the extra die as you go out in a burst of flame.
1 6 and 1 4, so 2 successes.
3, 1 6.
Successes.
Yeah. All right. I'm assuming you want to not take the injury and do 2 on them?
Yep, let's do that.
All right. And then Bill, what does Cosgrave do against this threat?
So Am I almost at the top yet, or what?
You guys are getting close, but these paratroopers are in the way. You feel like you got to get rid of them. One of them's got a beat on you for sure. He's going to get you right through the thigh if you don't watch yourself.
So the lift is still going up. So I'm just gonna take some shots at that guy. Who's got a beat on me. And let's see. Oh, okay. Wait a minute, hold on. Sorry, I'm reading this one move I have. Discard dice. Before you discard dice.
So discard is your ones, twos, and threes.
Dice.
The discards are the 1s, 2s, and 3s. So you're not successful ones.
Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm going to shoot at this guy.
Okay.
And I miss. I'm going to take a flashback.
All right.
So I haven't taken one yet.
Oh, you remember another time when you missed on an important shot. How did you recover from that, and how will that help you here?
Well, repeat that last part. My signal got really bad.
Oh, I was going to say, you remember another time when you had an important shot you had to take and you missed it. What did you do to recover, and how will that help you here?
Gotcha. So Cosgrave was on a solo mission, and he was trying to clear out a village of some high-ranking officials, and he had the perfect opportunity for a shot, but got easily distracted out of the corner of his eye by something shiny, and so it threw his shot off, and that officer was able to get away unscathed, and I had to retreat, tail between my legs. So I learned to stay more focused in these kind of moments on my missions.
Did it work?
It actually, yes, it did. A 4 and a 6.
Nice. So they got one success, so you can get rid of one.
Man. So
you got three. They got one.
I just unload a few rounds on this guy.
Very good. There's only a few paratroopers left. But before we go into the next round, Irna, you could see her or hear her, depending on where you are in relation to her. You could hear her whispering something in Latin. Doesn't mean anything to you whatsoever. But it is a Mantle of the Fell Beast spell. She has spent two blood to increase her brawl and terrify stats while decreasing everything else. And what had been a very demure vampire has suddenly become this awful, terrifying beast that you've never seen Irna like before. As she yells with her magic cavalry saber raised as she runs into the paratroopers that are landing onto the platform above you. She gets 3 successes, which are enough to take out this paratrooper squad. And you guys are so close to the top of the Eiffel Tower. Each take a round to tell me how you're getting to the top. Whether you're sneaking up to the final platform, or if you're, rushing your way through the last final Nazis. But this will be a defense. They're not going to be attacking you as you get to do one of your last advances up here.
So have you ever seen in Donkey Kong Jr. when you climb, when you climb up 2 different vines,
yeah,
like with the one hand on each vine? That's what Cosgrave does. So he's like, oh, hell with all this, and he just stretches over, grabs another wire on another lift, and is just like stretched out, but he's like just enough. He's got just enough play so he could just monkey climb up.
All right. Why don't you roll? Let's say that's a sneak or a fix. So 3 dice.
Okay. Sounds good. I got a 1, 2, and a 3.
So you make it up to the top. No issues, but
Okay.
No bonuses.
It's just not pretty.
Yeah, you're just like, Chuck, Nicole, how are you guys getting up here? How are you getting up to the final thing?
Nicole is going to get a good running start and use her blink ability. By spending a blood, I can burst into shadows and reform a few feet away, making
nice.
the last jump here.
And what I'd say that's probably a sneak plus your blink, so 4 dice maybe.
Yeah, 4. A 6 and a 5, so 3 successes.
All right. I'm going to give you 2 blood that you can use as you blink right behind a Nazi and are able to just take him out before he even knows what hits him, and you get a couple blood. And then Chuck, how are you getting up to the top?
Yeah, I'm going to keep using the tongue till I get it right. I'm going to just try to shoot my tongue out and then pull myself up.
What do you think that is? Brawl?
Yeah, let's go brawl. I think brawl would work. I get 2 dice because I have a -1 on my stats here because of my injuries.
Oh.
But I did get a 6, so that's 2 successos.
So why don't you take 2 blood as you're able to grab a Nazi and sort of pull yourself up using his body as like the
anchor, like
the anchor, yeah. And as you do so, you're sucking some blood out of him to give you some blood for that.
Yeah, it's like just crushing him, and it's just the blood is just running down my tongue into my mouth.
So the 4 of you have made it to the top of the Eiffel Tower, where awaits you the Führer's Zeppelin. This is a sumptuous airborne dirigible that's been outfitted with marble, silk, gold, and mahogany. Grand staircases lead to mezzanine levels loaded with Hitler's own paintings, all of them without any artistic merit, and treasures plundered from throughout Europe, North Africa, Tibet, and Nepal. And you realize that you need to get to the front of the Zeppelin where the broadcast suite is and where Hitler has been yelling his depraved, crazed speeches and a last bit of insanity. The full moon is out, but in between you and the front here are Hitler's vampire Jager cadre, his vampire hunters, the best of his soldiers, there to protect him and defeat you. Who leads the charge?
Come on, let's kill this son of a bitch,
against
Cosgrave.
these vampire cadre. So you've got this enemy in front of you. You also have the objective of reaching the suite, but you really feel like getting through this vampire is probably the way. Vampire guard is the way to go. Cosgrave, are you going first?
Yeah, hell yeah. Cosgrave's just gonna run right in, gun blazing, machine gun, and just like trying to take out as many as he can. And none of them are any of them under cover by chance?
At least one is. He's hiding behind what looks to be a bar of some sort.
Okay.
Where Hitler has got some god awful German beer that's no good whatsoever. It's just watered
and it's
down,
most
terrible.
But it's most assuredly an enclosed space, right? Because this is like,
oh yeah, you're in a Zeppelin. It's a very tight spot.
I am stacking so many dice. Okay, great.
I've got to warn you, these guys are powerful, and they've got 5 successes against you going in.
Oh, okay, all right. I've got 6 dice right now.
I rolled very well. I got 6 dice, 5 successes.
I got 5 successes.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna.
Is this one of these like?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. Where it's just like I defend, like they shoot and I defend every single thing.
Yeah, it's very much a the beginning of the fight, everyone's just at a draw as you're taking on multiple of them at once and just sort of fighting them off, but neither one of you gives any
Heck
quarter and no damage is done. Who is next? Is it Nicole? Is it Chuck?
Nicole is gonna chuck a frag grenade into the fray here, and
holy shit! I got 4 successes, so I hope yours you do well here.
2 6s, a 4, and a 5. That is 6 successes. We're gonna use 4 of them to dodge out of a whole bunch of them, and then I have a special here that I haven't been using. Sapper, when you use explosives, I'll use one of my 6s to reduce the threat's challenge rating by 1.
Okay. So that's good. So wait, and how many did you? So they got 4. So you're.
I'm defending with 4 of them, and then I had 2 left over as a 6. I'm using the 6 to reduce their rating.
All right, so they're down. They're down, and then the objective had a higher challenge rating. That's got brought down by your Sapper thing, which is good. And then Chris, you're up.
For threats challenge rating.
Yep, got it.
So these crappy hunters are still around.
Oh yeah, the vampire hunters are there. It wasn't until these frag grenades got some. I will say that I just rolled and I got 2 successes, as you could sense that what they were very high. Cosgrove defended them off, got a little bit weaker with Nicole and even weaker with you, Chuck. 2 successes. What are you doing?
So as the explosions clear up, Betsy and Marie, and I just start bang, 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 just shooting away at them. 2 successes, 2 4s. And you said you had 2 successes?
I did.
I gotta save this shit for Hitler, so I gotta hold on to it. We're just kind of circling each other like a couple of duelists. We're all just right. Bang, 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 like we're all shooting sideways shooting like a John Woo film, but nothing. Nobody's hitting nothing. Except doves are flying in the background from off the top of the Eiffel Tower.
That's sweet. You really they look like this.
Exactly. Like we're flying off this island and shooting, and that's what we're just spinning in circles, missing each other.
That's great.
So, Irna is going to use her shoot skill, and she's also going to use her Deadeye shot, and she's taking a pointed shot directly at one of these guys. She gets 2 successes, and that reduces the threat's attack rating by 1. So this vampire cadre, instead of rolling 6 dice now, they will only be doing 5 dice.
Oh, that's it.
I mean, that's helpful to you. Unfortunately, she's going to take 3 damage along the way. She is in bad shape. You sense that the end might be coming close for Irna. Chris, why don't you start this round for us? You are muted or not talking?
Apologies, I'm muted. I land, brush myself off, and get up and just bang, 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 start shooting again. Come on, Betsy Maria. Ooh, I got 1 success.
That's all they got too, thanks to Irna's dead-eyed shot. They only got 1 success as well.
I think I'm holding off because I don't want to I don't want to check that last box yet. So I'm just
fair. You're just defending.
Yeah, we're just we're just shooting, and I'm hiding behind whatever I can, and they're hiding, and we just can't get off these good shots.
Cosgrave, you're back into it. Do you think you could do better this time?
You
did pretty well last time, but
I'm gonna try. This is my last round on my machine gun. So I'm gonna try that. So I get an extra die for that. And I'm just gonna shoot me up some Nazis is my plan. I got 4 successes.
They also got 4 successes.
Son of a bitch.
So I dodge them, shoot, gun jams. Son of a bitch. And I just whip the gun onto the floor. Onto the
Roll me one die.
Misfire gun. Oh, I got a 6.
You throw it out. It turns out that there was some stray bullets going in there. You throw the gun on the ground, and it just sort of goes around in a circle shooting, and it does catch the vampire cadre by
Nice.
along the way. John,
I'll take it.
yeah, I mean,
Nicole's gonna get up and personal with her cut down rifle, get in there and start shooting at a couple of these vampire hunters. 3 successes.
they got 4.
Ooh, okay.
Dang.
I'll dodge as much as I can, but I will take an injury here.
Uh-oh.
That is, hey, I lost an arm. I got it.
Uh-oh.
Got it again.
Uh-oh. That can't be good. All right.
How many is that for you now, Nicole?
Thrice.
All right. The cadre is very upset that Irna got to them last time. They got 2 successes against her. That is a headshot, and she loses her brawl ability. Or no, her brawl gets increased, but her con is done. You sense that Irna, any sort of personality she had, is now sort of lost as the brain, which was really driving her, is no longer there. You feel a sense of sadness as Irna hits the ground. But as she does, she makes her last stand, called Forbidden Sorcery, and it is a number of sort of swirling. It is like very much like when the Ark of the Covenant opens at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's all these ghosts and things coming around her and swirling around her, imbuing her with energy. Her body lifts up, picks up off the ground, and she just sort of explodes into a mystical rays as she takes out not only a couple more of the vampire cadre, but also sets a hole straight towards the broadcast suite where you guys are heading towards Hitler. There's still some vampires there, but she has taken her last stand. It's going to be up to the 3 of you to get through and get to where you need to be. Who is up? We ended, John, you haven't started around for a while. Why don't you start this next round? The cadre is in bad shape.
Nicole is going to start by using 3 blood and regrowing the arm once
Nice.
more.
They got 2 successes.
She'll use the rifle and try to continue to clear a path for everyone else and be the forefront of this charge towards the broadcast suite. That is 3 successes.
All right, so they did 2. So I'm assuming you want to dodge 2 and do 1 damage.
Yeah, we'll dodge 2, do 1 damage, just enough to keep moving forward.
That wipes out the cadre.
Yeah.
Cosgrave and Chuck, just sort of explain how you're rushing towards this front area of the Zeppelin, and we'll have you roll a dice. But no, they're not attacking anymore. We'll see if you can get some blood, is what I'm trying to say.
I look over at Chuck, say, all right, Chucky, let's get us a Hitler, and I just kind of book, just straight, like barrel straight in the direction that I believe Hitler to be, and I rolled a 6.
All right, so get yourself 2 blood as you pick off some of these vampire hunters had some sweet blood, and you're able to suck it
Nice. Nice.
from the explosion that Nicole caused. Chuck, how about you?
I give Cosgrave the old high five, and then I am going to I guess, just crawl, just brawl my way through them,
Yep.
I got one success.
You could have one blood.
I will take one blood, spend 2 more blood so that I am no longer crawling.
You have reached Hitler's broadcast suite. It is an elaborate set has been constructed to give the impression of power and superiority. Great banners hang from every wall. An iron and balsite lectern stands atop a staircase. And in direct opposition to Zeppelin operational safety guidelines, a roaring fire pit occupies the center of the chamber. Here, Hitler has been awaiting the arrival of the invaders with anticipation because he has an ace up his sleeves. The werewolves we've been mentioning earlier in this thing. His invention is to broadcast live footage of the slaughter to every receiver in Europe, of which there are few in 1943, but it's enough to make a point. Your desperate assault is the last hope, and to nullify it on camera is to win the war. So you see in your way a number of werewolves protecting a small, tiny, sad little man in the corner. You must get through these werewolves. Irna and Flint have sacrificed themselves so that you could make it this far. It is up to the 3 of you to get through these werewolves and to Hitler. Who shall start? Not Cosgrave, because he's not here yet. Chuck, Nicole, who's taking the first thing?
I'm gonna use my tool belt, last of my tool belt here, and I just want to, basically override these this broadcasting equipment, and basically like jamming tools wherever I can, smash it up. So no matter what happens. Well, I don't know, because I kind of want to watch him I kind of want to watch him defeated. How about this? I want to rig it so that it sets off a high-pitched keening, so high-pitched that only canines can hear it, aka werewolves.
There's our scary werewolves.
Oh yeah, they look terrible. So that's what I want to do. I want to, I want to fiddle around with the frequencies of this machine.
I dig it.
Of these things to see if I can't affect them. So I get plus for the jury rig, but this is also the last use of my tool belts. I've lost some along the way, and they're just getting bloody and rusty. So let's see. I got 1, 6, 2, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
All right, they got one success. I'm assuming you want to dodge that because they have. I didn't describe the werehound in general, but multiple infusions of cursed wolf blood and implanted canine teeth against the spinal column has given this soldier the ability to transform into a half man, half hound with impossible strength. Even a vampire should fear the nightmare hand of the werehound. They have these rending claws that when they do an injury, they do both boxes of your injury box, not just one. So I'm assuming with their one success, you would like to dodge that, and then you can use your other ones as you wish.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think.
What did you have? How many?
I had 5 successes.
Oh, okay, very nice.
So like, it goes to swipe at me. I say no, doggy, and I blow off its fingers so that it, like, as it comes at me, is like. It just brushes me with blood. And then I'm going to use, I don't know how you want to work those successes with what I was trying to do here. Like what, I
got it. I'm keeping track of it. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I hit up the frequency to see if it affects the,
a number of the werehounds start this awful keening as they're grabbing their ears with their unholy hands and the rending noises that you're making.
And I said, get along, little doggy. Get along.
Who's up now? Nicole Cosgrave?
Nicole will go, and Nicole's gonna run up to the big pedestal lectern in the middle of this room here and plant the dynamite there and set it off in such a way where the rubble is gonna move towards the wolves.
Okay.
And with the intention of blowing up this monument to Hitler in here. It's going to be the dynamite. Is this going to be shoot, terrify, broad, shoot, do. What's the base on this one?
How do you want to? How do you want to make it work? Let's say.
We'll do it sneak here. So I'm gonna try to be stealthy going up, rigging this up before setting it off. So we'll do that. Demolition. So this is 5 and 3 is 8d6.
Holy shit.
Whew, okay.
They got 4 successes, by the way. So
3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
All right. I'm assuming you don't want to take any damage.
No, I do not. That was what, 4 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this will just be 2, but we'll push some of the rubble over to these dogs.
There's some that are coming right at you, and you could see them like just jumping with their superhuman strength. And as they're about to grab you, the explosion goes off and blows a number of them backwards, and you do not take any damage because of the way you had shaped the explosives to point in one direction. But the Werehounds definitely take damage. That was Nicole Cosgrave. What do you do to enter the fray here?
Yeah, so I'm going in hard. So I run in and I look to see. So I'm assuming there's like is there an opportunity for me to phase in and out of a wall?
Oh yeah, because the way he's got this set up, it's like a broadcast studio, so there's like fake walls and panels around. So Perfect. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I run up to the wall closest to me, and I kind of I use my last of my bottled ghosts, and I sort of dive in and then through the wall, and then using Phantasmagoria to give myself an additional die, and all this is going to lead into a brawl, basically. So I'm going to use my Phantasmagoria skill and spend a blood for this ability to conjure nightmare illusions in the area immediately around you. So I'm basically going to conjure up a bunch of even scarier looking werewolves than whatever it is that they are. That are obviously on my side.
Yeah.
And coming lunging at them and just full on insanely feral as I try to go in amongst the illusions to just thrash.
Yep.
Okay. I got 2 successes.
They got 3 successes.
After all that. All right. I'll take, give me the hit. Yeah.
All right. Because you're going to take 2 damage, so whatever column you roll, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
You get both of the damage then.
That's fine. But wait, so if I, what is Undead Horde anyway? That's my last stand. What is that?
You get to describe that however you want. So when you die, you do 8d6 and you describe what your Undead Horde is.
Okay. Then.
Are you dead?
No, but I have an idea. So, okay. All right. So, there's going to be, let's see. So they got 2 success. How many successes did they get? 3?
They got 3. Yeah. And you got 2,
I got 2.
Right? Yeah.
Right. So I'm just I'm going to take all the damages that they give me.
Oh, okay. And you're going to do 2 damage on them.
And I'm going to do 2 damage on them.
Yep.
And then so basically by taking all the damages they give me, no matter what die I roll, I'm going to fill up all my boxes.
Okay. So that you're going to do your last stand
I'm
next
filling
turn.
up all my boxes and then I'll do my last stand. I guess, yes, it'll be my next turn then.
All right. Yeah. Well, you see Nicole and Chuck, you see this weird thing come out of Cosgrave as he's brought the dead back to life in some way, it looks like, with these fake werewolves coming out of the walls. It's enough to do some damage to the Werehounds, but you sense that he also took some damage. It looks bad for him. Why don't we start with Nicole? Nicole, what are you going to do? There's still a few Werehounds left. Hitler's getting ready to talk into his microphone. He senses defeat here as one of the ally vampires is about to fall.
Nicole's gonna chuck in the last of the frag grenades towards the bundle of werewolves here, and
I got 4 successes.
Okay.
You son of a bitch.
Oh gosh, that's only one.
You have not used your flashback yet, Nicole, have you?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to.
Nicole, go ahead. You've got something.
Yeah,
Go
so
for it.
Nicole flashes back. The sounds of explosions in here reminds of earlier in the war fighting in trench warfare. On one side with mines going off in between and various artillery shells hammering behind to the left to the right. And she remembers at that time having one of the best grenade throws of her life. She was able to make it all the way through the dead man zone and into the opposing trench and took out one of the mortar fires over there to help give them the edge there. With that, channels that into trying to throw this really, really well. 3 successes.
All right. They got 4, so you're going to take 1 damage, or
Okay,
how do you want to do it?
Yeah, so it'll be good, and it'll sort of knock the werewolves off balance. But as she kind of tries to get out of the way of one of them, a claw is going to go ahead and rip through her shoulder here, and we'll see. That's going to that just a graze and bleeding out both of them.
Uh-oh. Things are looking bad, Chuck.
All right, I'm hiding, like behind the machinery. I kiss. All right, Betsy and Maria, you done me well so far. I know you got one last thing in you. Let's do this. And with my last use of my double revolvers here, let's start blasting away at these werewolves. Werewolves, they're wolves. Woo! I got 1 6. And 3 1s, which is awful.
They got 3 successes, so.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna do a damage.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do my last stand on next coming up right after Cosgrave here.
Cosgrave. It's your last stand. I'm going to roll for their hits, but you don't have to take any of this damage. They got 2 successes, but if you're doing your last stand, you have the ability to push all your stuff against the werewolves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let me roll on my dice and see how many successes or lack of successes I get. And then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay. I got 6 successes.
All right. Very nice.
So as one of my arms rips off, as I get this huge chest wound, and one of the werewolves manages to tear away a chunk off of my face. And right as all my wards and all my abilities just start to die out on me with my last breath, I look over at Chuck and I say, "This one's for you." And I unleash, and they just seem to kind of come from out of the fucking walls, from underneath this, what is it, the dirigible
Zeppelin,
or whatever it is, right? The Zeppelin,
yeah.
right? So they're coming like up from like the lower level, like the baggage area or some shit, and it's just all these freaking zombies. There's easily probably say a dozen zombies that just come they kind of phase up through and then become solid as they hit, and most of them, at least half of them, look like variations of Chuck. and they're all just encroaching upon the werewolves and just trying to feast on the werewolves and on as many werewolves as possible. And you hear me faintly as I just fall to the ground dead. You just hear "Fuck you, Hitler," and I die.
Oh, Cosgrave goes out, but most of the werewolves are just overwhelmed by Cosgrove's last stand as his undead horde takes out the majority of the werewolves. There's a few left though. Chuck, what is Chuck's last stand?
All right, so like
there's like just a couple more werewolves, like literally like the mass of them has just been overwhelmed, and you're sort of crawling over these dead creatures that are just devouring the werewolves as you're trying to get to the last werewolves that are protecting Hitler, as Hitler's cowering like the crappy baby he is in a corner with just a few werewolves left. What does Chuck do?
little man die. I throw down Betsy and Maria because I spent them, and then from my back I pull out Bonnie and May, my last stand revolvers, as I go down shooting, and that's what I do. I'm just like, like what's the last burst of energy? I stand up and I just boom, boom, just like, I'm walking, like shooting werewolves on the ground, shooting werewolves that are standing up, shooting them all. Everybody's getting shot with 86. Ooh, here we go. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes. All three sixes and a lot of poor rolls, but we'll stick with the 3 6s.
Yeah, I mean they got some successes too. So like you're shooting them and they're just coming at you, and you're putting your last bullets in as they're scrape their claws across your chest as you put the last bullets in them. They fall down on top of you, and they're the last werewolves are dead. Chuck and Cosgrave have given up their lives with their last stand. There's one little tiny man,
kill
and then
kill that sumbitch, Nicole.
There is Nicole, who doesn't look like an Aryan at all, is everything that Hitler hates about this world. A multicultural woman who's going to give him his last defeat. And Hitler's is looking at it, realizing he's so close to victory. What does he say? What does he do? Fuck it. He doesn't get any sort of last speech. We don't dignify that. We don't give Hitler anything. He runs like hell as soon as the vampires arrive. He's cowering in a locked room with his empty Luger when they defeat his protectors and corner him. He's been coordinating the defense this whole time. It's gone wrong at every turn and he's out of options. He doesn't even get to sound confident and use long words or give any impression of majesty or honor or any of that bullshit. Kill him. The war's over. Go home. Nicole sinks her blood into him, and he tastes his blood taste of amphetamines as Nicole powers up with the last of Hitler's blood and wins the war.
Yeah.
Screw you, Hitler. Stupid Nazis.
It took the death of four vampires to get you there, Nicole, but you are now in control of a dirigible and on top of the Eiffel Tower.
It's pretty sweet, but I don't think we can let any signs of this live. And Nicole is going to, as a final act, bring down this last beacon of this last statute to the fallen regime, and she's going to use, if you'll allow it here, going to go ahead and use her rig to blow.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Take this Zeppelin out of the sky once and for all, and is going to just sacrifice herself here and this entire thing down. There's no place, there's no memorial, there's no body left over. It's all going to burn.
Yes. The camera catches Nicole as she's rigging everything up to blow, and the last things they see are Nicole's face with a big giant smile as the final thing broadcast from this dirigible is Nicole's smile as the whole thing explodes, and as Flint says, "Oh, the humanity." TPK, yes. But also the Nazis were killed. Flint, I'm glad you were able to join to hear the end of this. This was a blast. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Literally.
That was a lot of fun. It'd be
I had fun. I'm glad I could catch the end of it.
It'd be great to hear like the same type of concept in like other settings, other scenarios, Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. That was fun.
That was good. All right, guys. Well, that was a blast, literally, as we said. And we hope that our listeners enjoyed Eat the Reich. We'll be back next week with some other game and some other system and some other scenario. And I'm sure it'll be fun. And thank you all for tuning in.
Thanks, man.
Sounds
That was good.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Everybody,
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Recording.
Oh man, that was so cool. Everyone got some great character deaths, and the mission objective was achieved. Hitler's blood was drained. What a blast. Next up are our 3 holiday sessions. Be sure to come back for the next session, which is part 1 of Clause for Concern. Hope you enjoy it, and as always, thanks for listening. Hey there, listeners. Would you like to support the Wednesday Night Crew as we go on adventures in Eberron, as well as our other adventures in other systems like Basin, Alien the Role-Playing Game, Call of Cthulhu, and many others? Then be sure to visit patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. Heck, you could be as famous as our supporters Jonathan, Andrew, and Sean. You get your name up in lights. Well, maybe not lights, but how about the end credits? Soon enough, we will be adding more tiers to our Patreon with cool things like character names, character creation, homebrew items. The list will be endless. So please be sure to visit patreon.com/Eberron Adventures to donate and be a part of the family. And as always, see you next week.